Have you ever wondered how the assassination of a single man could trigger a global conflict? That's what happened in June 1914 when Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria was assassinated. This event set off a chain reaction, fueled by an intricate system of alliances among European powers. These alliances, initially designed to maintain balance, became the very spark that ignited the conflict. As tensions escalated, the world was drawn into a devastating war, unlike anything seen before. And thus the death of one man set the world on fire, leading to the outbreak of World War I. Did you know that World War I was also a war of innovation? It was a time when the urgency and desperation of a global conflict spurred on remarkable technological advancements. This was the first war where tanks rumbled across the battlefield. These armored beasts, primitive by today's standards, were a terrifying new introduction to the theater of war. The sky, too, became a new frontier for warfare. Airplanes, previously seen as little more than novelties, were suddenly strategic assets. Reconnaissance flights, dogfights, even aerial bombardments, these were all born out of necessity during the Great War. Beneath the waves, submarines introduced a stealthy, unseen threat to naval warfare. And then there was the introduction of chemical warfare, a terrifying advancement that saw deadly gases used to horrific effect. So the grim reality of war pushed humanity towards unprecedented technological leaps. In the face of adversity, innovation found a way, forever changing the face of warfare. Can you imagine a war being fought with the help of pigeons and horses? During the chaos of World War I, animals found themselves at the heart of human conflict. Horses, with their raw power and endurance, were indispensable for transportation, hauling heavy artillery through grueling terrains. Dogs, loyal and swift, carried critical messages across the battle lines. And let's not forget the pigeons. These feathered couriers flew across enemy lines, delivering vital information that could turn the tide of battles. In the midst of human conflict, animals served as unsung heroes. What could possibly be worse than a world war, you might ask? The aftermath of the Great War was marked by a peace treaty that sowed the seeds of future conflicts. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in June 1919, was aimed at ensuring peace, but instead contributed to the rise of another World War II decades later. But the world was to face another calamity even before the echoes of the war died down. The Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. This wasn't merely a flu. It was a silent killer that claimed more lives than the war itself. An estimated 50 million people globally succumbed to this disease, a staggering number when compared to the approximately 20 million lives claimed by the war. So, even as the guns fell silent, the world was not spared from further suffering. The Spanish flu was the unwelcome epilogue to a devastating chapter in human history.